Bearcats All Access, sponsored by Ultrafiber.
Hey, good Saturday morning, everybody. Welcome into this week's edition of Bearcats All Access. I'm your host, Caleb No. The UC men's and women's basketball teams both heading into this weekend coming off of wins. The women went way out to BYU on Tuesday, and they won out there. The men's team, on the other hand, 3 straight wins and coming off a week of rest, heading into a big matchup later on today at number 8 Kansas. This bye week, if you will, is something I spoke to head coach Wes Miller about in our Coach's Corner, presented by Ultrafiber. And one thing that can be challenging pretty much across the board in college sports right now is, with the large geographic footprint of conferences, is the travel. You've been off for a week now. You've been able to be here in your own place, get probably a couple extra practices in, maybe a little more rest. What is so valuable about this past week for you?
Yeah, so the last year in the Big 12, there was no bye week. Mm-hmm. We had 20 play dates after Christmas, or right after Christmas, and we had 20 games. It was everybody in the league. This year, it's 18 games, and each team gets a bye week. I think it's 19 play dates, 18 games. So everybody has that segment. I think in a league where you're traveling across the country, especially for those of us that are on the outskirts, we're one of the farthest east, us in West Virginia and Central Florida. Obviously, you have those, the Utahs and Arizonas of the world. I think for us, it's even more significant because of the length of travel and the time zones. So this week is valuable, as it is for everybody in the league when they get this opportunity. We've taken advantage of the time on court. We've tried to be intelligent about how we go about that. Certainly with a week between games, our practice Wednesday needed to be a competitive, physical, game-like practice, and so we got the mix of being intelligent, working on the fundamentals, getting rest, and then still trying to stay game sharp, which is what we did on Wednesday.
Being able to go into this bye week, if you will, coming off of 3 wins, now you head into your next 2 games this coming week, both against very good teams, both on the road. What kind of mindset do you all take into that coming off of the 3 wins?
The same that we've had throughout league play. We can control every day. If we get better in the day that we're in, we won that day. How many days can we win? And let's do a great job preparing for the next opponent with our focus and our mental preparation. It's the same.
Going into Kansas, what is it going to take for your team to get a big win this weekend?
Well, Kansas is playing as good as anybody in college basketball right now. Watched their game last night against Oklahoma State, and they were tremendous from start to finish. I think regardless of the year, and you can just go look at the success they've had at home over a 50-year period, that's a very difficult place to win in college basketball. This team seems to be finding their stride, the Kansas team right now. So I think everybody that goes there knows that's a very difficult place to go win. I think we have tremendous belief in our team. I think these guys feel that they can play with anybody on any night, anywhere in college basketball. So I think there's a level of confidence, but awareness and respect for the environment that we're going into.
Well, the UC football team takes on a new defensive identity this fall with a brand new defensive coordinator. Comes this way from Army. His name is Nate Woody. 2026 will be his first season with the Bearcats. Nate sits down with legendary UC quarterback Tony Pike on this week's edition of From the 513.
If I'm the only voice in that defensive staff room, that's a problem. Being flexible is being able to use their ideas. That's going to take you to a different level.
All right, Tony Pike here. We're back with another edition of From the 513 with the new defensive coordinator of the Cincinnati Bearcats, Coach Nate Woody. Coach, I know this time is there's a lot going on, a lot of different moving parts, but your time in Cincinnati so far, what's been your biggest takeaway?
It's outstanding. It's a city that I've always been interested in, I've always heard great things about, always had a desire to come here to work. So this has been a great opportunity for me.
This facility we're in right now, state of the art, brand new. Talk about just the ability to work where everything's under one roof. You've got the practice field, weight room, meeting rooms, a team meeting room like this. What does this type of facility do for you as a coach with your players?
Well, number one, it's a beautiful facility. It's something that you respect. The kids love it. The coaches, everybody does. But from an efficiency standpoint, you can get an awful lot done when you got everything right there. If you're just stepping right out onto the field to get to the agility work, right into the weight room, into the meeting rooms, everything under one roof is it's outstanding and easy to get around to.
The main question everyone wants to know: scheme. What are some core values that you look for, and what type of style do you want your defense to be known for?
The first thing I want to do is I want to get to know our guys. There's nothing more important to me right now than the culture of our team and our defense. And again, back to Coach Satterfield, he does a great job of building that culture. It's outstanding. But once I understand the skill sets that guys have that make them a better ball player, there's an awful lot of different schemes that you can run, and if you can major in the schemes that allow the guys to be the best that they can be, I think that's what you want to do as a coordinator.
You use the term flexibility, and I think that's more important now than ever in college football because there's so much roster turnover with the transfer portal and NIL, and it's a different landscape right now. But you've been flexible in the past. At Army, in the course of 6 years, you had 3 top 15 defenses. How important is it?
I've been around some great coaches and staffs, and being able to get those guys involved and not just me doing every single thing. If I'm the only voice in that defensive staff room, that's a problem. I feel like going out and making sure that the defensive staff is as strong as it can possibly be, and here, I'm incredibly excited about working with these guys. Those guys' ability to teach is that's going to take you to a different level. That's something. That's what I want. And being flexible is being able to use their ideas.
Still to come on Bearcats All Access, a special senior spotlight, a look at the impact of 3 seniors on the UC women's basketball team. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This segment is sponsored by Furniture Fair.
Well, it's time for a special senior spotlight focused on the UC women's basketball team. We shine a light on 3 seniors and the impact they've had during their college careers. It's a tribute to leadership, legacy, and the mark they leave on this program.
One word or phrase that comes to mind when I think of Maya is big sister. I love that girl. She has done a lot for me. She's been the big sister.
Destiny has always been sort of a rock to me. She's held me down a lot.
Allianz has impacted the team so much by her leadership. She is just such a great teammate. She is always there for us, and I just really appreciate her as a friend as well because she's also my roommate.
Being a part of this program has really made me a confident person on and off the court. Just being able to establish myself my senior year, having a lot of encouragement from everybody in the Cincinnati community, it's just meant a lot to me.
Maya has meant that we have an opportunity for people to come out of the portal and find a home. When she told us that she wanted to be in Ohio, we thought we had a pretty good chance to get her. But what she has done has made me a better coach because she is one of the best shooters I've ever had an opportunity to coach. She stretches me and challenges me because there's so many different strategies that people use against her. She's a fierce competitor. We always look for someone who has that high level of toughness, and that is Maya.
I'm most proud of my growth in leadership. Coming in, I didn't really talk much, and I was very quiet, and they've brought out my vocal side and made me step up in ways that I couldn't imagine.
Destiny has meant consistency. When you have a player that has been with you for 4 years, even though it was at a previous institution, it has someone who understands who you are. She understands who I am as a coach. She understands what I want from our players. And I think that she helps maintain our culture.
One thing that defines me is my ability to push through no matter what. And I have always stayed positive and keep growing my game and continue to getting better every single day.
She has this grit about her that doesn't allow people to push her out the way or move her out the way, and has this presence about her that is also really funny. Allianz has a great sense of humor, and I think that most post players don't necessarily have that in general. Allianz has just meant that you can be both. You know, you can be a really happy person and also a fierce competitor, and I'm really proud of who she is.
My time here, I'm most proud of just the way that I continue to push myself, being able to come back to a Power 4 school and being able to play at such a high level, and then just also being able to get my degree. Couldn't be more proud of myself for that.
I'd like to thank Brina. She always tells me straight, and she keeps my head on straight no matter what. I'm the type of person that needs truth in my life, and she always gives that to me.
I have learned to believe in myself on the court and off the court, no matter what, no matter the situation.
I'd love to thank everybody in the Cincinnati community, the coaches, the staffs, my teammates, any family member that's been around for my whole journey, transferring and just being able to come to Cincinnati.
I want to give a special shout out to my family, far away by always close to my heart. Your love, your support, your prayer give me strength every single day, and truthfully thankful to the person I am today, and I'm proud to be a Bearcat. Merci pour tout le monde qui était là pour moi au début et jusqu'à la fin pour cette journée. En tout cas, je suis vraiment reconnaissante. Merci énormément.
Still to come on Bearcats All Access, my conversation with a player who's had immeasurable impact on the UC basketball program. Day Thomas is next on Bearcats All Access.
Bearcats All Access, sponsored by Ultifiber.
Bearcats basketball coach Wes Miller has made it clear over and over the impact of Day Thomas, how instrumental he's been for this program. Here's part of my conversation with Day. It is our Bearcat Spotlight presented by Furniture Fair. Man, having been here now for 3 years, you're approaching the end of your college career. When you look back at your time here at Cincinnati, what will you think about?
Man, I'm just blessed to be here, you know, because I've been through a lot just to get here. You know, I went 2 years JUCO, then my recruitment started opening up. Then me and Coach Dollar was the first person that reached out to me from Cincinnati. Then Coach Miller just started reaching out, and we just started connecting like every other day, every other week. So just building that relationship with them was kind of big for me coming here.
You'd like to know what you're stepping into, and I'm sure you had a pretty good idea, but anytime you arrive somewhere new, you don't fully know exactly what it's going to be all about. So you step out here in the arena. What was it like experiencing Cincinnati that first year?
It was crazy to me because, like, growing up, I always wanted to play D1. So just coming here on my visit, when I did come on my visit, it was crazy because, you know, it was fans showing love, then the teams were showing love. So it was like, it was crazy. Then seeing how packed the facility was, and it was wild.
So head coach Wes Miller has talked over and over and over about how instrumental you've been, the impact you've had, not just as a player, but as a leader in this program. What is it like to hear that from Wes?
It's great. That's my personality, so it's a good feeling, you know, just doing the things. I don't really talk much, but like I can show my teammates how to approach things, you know, do the right things. So that's just my personality. That's just me being a leader, not following nobody, doing the wrong thing.
At what point did you realize, okay, I'm one of the older guys now. I need to set an example, be a leader, maybe step outside of my comfort zone here and there?
Yes, sir. I'll say that's just me. I'm like an old guy. Like, I'm young, but like I got an old spirit. So like I'm a real chill guy. I don't really do all that playful things unless I'm with the teammates or the younger guys. So it's like, I don't know, they bring it out.
So you're like Unc.
Yeah, they that's what they call me. Is
that really what they call you?
Everybody call me Unc. Everybody.
When did that start?
I'd say last year with JJ Rembers being here last year, he was the one who started calling me up.
So you've got a 3-game winning streak going here, and you've had a week of rest.
Yes, sir.
How valuable is that week of rest?
It's important because you can work on the little things. You can watch film. You can go back and you can actually get better because you got days, like you don't have no game, you have a bye week. So you actually have days to get better and go grind, get back, getting out of the mud, just building that bond, just working on the little things we need to do in the games.
What's it going to take for this team to continue that 3-game winning streak and make it 4 and then, hopefully 5 and 6 and
just stay resilient and, just stay together. We always know we're going to go out there and compete. So staying together really the biggest thing, playing for each other.
Well, let's hit the links with the UC golf team. Harry Satterley, a sophomore from Missouri, shares with us this week what he's done to sharpen his game. Shot a career-low round 69 last year and continues to help the Bearcats push now in 2026. Harry sits down with Austin Squires. It's this week's edition of Talk Birdie to Me.
What's up, Bearcats? I'm Austin Squires, and we are back with another edition of Talk Birdie to Me. I'm here with Harry Satterley, sophomore from Joplin, Missouri. How you doing, Harry?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, man. Glad to be here. All right, I got some questions for you, so let's get right into it. What is your best golf memory?
Okay, so a couple springs ago, my dad and I were on vacation, and we're playing this golf course in Turks, and he grabbed my 9-iron and hit a hole-in-one for about 152 yards with a yellow ball, and it's pretty sick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you probably get some sort of credit with it because it was your club.
Yeah, I tried to, but he didn't.
He wouldn't let you have it?
No.
Okay. All right, so everyone loves to eat snacks on the golf course. What is your favorite snack?
All right, my go-to is an RX bar. I got to go with the peanut butter chocolate. If that's not available, I'll do just a banana. Can't go wrong with a banana.
Healthy guy. I love it.
Yeah.
Respect it. What is your favorite course that you've ever played?
It's in Colorado. It's called it's the Summit course at Cordillera. I think it's 10,000 feet. Just beautiful, great views.
Hit some bombs out there.
Yeah.
10,000 feet.
Yeah. Let it rip.
For sure. What's your favorite hole out there?
Probably hole 12. You can go over the summit and then you go through a valley, and it's just like you're hitting driver and you can just rip it wherever, but it's just straight through a valley. It's sick.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That sounds awesome. All right, kind of a funny one here. What's the biggest animal that you think you could beat in a fight?
I'd like to settle some disputes. I would like to take a gorilla.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and just see what happens. I mean, I have belief in myself, but...
Are you taking that gorilla alone, or you going to need
I think we have
backup?
to, just because the question, but...
It is the question.
Yeah.
All right, we're coming up on the spring semester of your sophomore year. What are you looking forward to, and what are your goals for this semester?
I just want to contribute. I think that the game's trending, making some good swing changes, and I just want to contribute and help this program out. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. I believe in you. Thanks for tuning in on this week's edition of Talk Birdie to Me. Catch you next time.
Still to come on Bearcats All Access, we are talking French, not the language, the quarterback. A conversation with UC's new addition on the football team. That's next. Let's talk football. There's a new name on campus at quarterback for the Bearcats. That is J.C. French, transferred to Cincinnati this offseason from Georgia Southern. J.C. is Dan Hord's guest on this week's edition of the Let's Reign podcast.
Well, first day I got kicked out. My agent called and said, "Hey, Cubs just selected you." I was like, "Yeah, I just saw it." So we used to have to look on the internet.
Yeah, we never seen a paper nail out. I didn't know if it was nails in it or not.
It's got me chills with that. Wow. What?
Did you even think you were going to make the team?
No.
Jersey doesn't really fit me. There's no name on my jersey.
It is great to get to know a new Bearcat quarterback, J.C. French IV, who comes from Georgia Southern, started there the last 2 years, and is the school's all-time leading passer. Describe the portal timeline for how you wound up at Cincinnati.
Yeah, it was honestly pretty crazy. So we had a bowl game December 29th, the Birmingham Bowl. Obviously, I wanted to finish things out right with Georgia Southern. So played that bowl game, were able to get a win, and then after that, it was pretty quick turnaround because January 2nd, the portal opens. and then all, it just gets crazy from there. And about January 3rd, I get a call from Coach Pete Thomas that they want me there either that night or the next day. So it was a quick turnaround, but it just happened perfectly.
Did you consider a lot of places, or once you heard from Pete and visited Cincinnati, were you locked in on coming here?
Yeah, I was definitely interested in other places. I had other visits lined up, but Cincinnati was my first visit. And I fell in love with the place, the coaches. They believed in me, and I felt like I could thrive here. Obviously, Coach Satterfield's offense, there's been a lot of production there. So I'm really excited for it.
You haven't been here long, but what stands out so far?
Man, I think just how hard this team works and how much they want it. They started off 7-1 hot last year, and then it got a little rough towards the end, and you could tell it didn't sit right with them. And everybody's just got, this chip on their shoulder about next year that, that we want it and that we can achieve all the goals and dreams that we have.
Well, that'll just about do it for this week's edition of Bearcats All Access, and talk about a massive day for UC basketball. The men's team on the road at number 8 Kansas. That's a 1 o'clock tip-off coming up here in just a little while. And then the women's team inside this arena, 2 o'clock tip-off, the conference game against UCF. That's it for Bearcats All Access. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll do it again next week. Until then, have a great week, everybody.